Hello, everybody. My name is weetss. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm the CEO and the creator of the Artz Over Anxiety workshop, and I'm so blessed to be here at the Brockton Community Access. The Artz Over Anxiety workshops is a program that is designed to cater to the disease of anxiety and mental illness, using art as a coping tool. The definition of anxiety is an emotion or characteristic trait by an unpleasant state or inner turmoil, often accompanied by nervous behavior such as pacing back and forth, symptomatic problems like stomach, rheumatoid, and biting nails. Anxiety is not the same as fear. Fear is a response to a real immediate threat. Anxiety is an expected of the future threat. And what I would like to elaborate on that is that anxiety is something that you can have inside, and it doesn't mean that you need to be diagnosed, or it doesn't mean that you have a problem that needs to be medicated or see a doctor, psychiatrist, or therapist. Sometimes you can use these coping tools that I'm giving you with art and use them as a mechanism over your anxiety. You know how sometimes we can think about something, the worst thing that happened to us in our life. It's happened, oh God, if I go across the street, I might get jumped, I might get hit by the car, I'm going to get some groceries, or if I'm eating, it might be spoiled, I might get sick. It's like none of that has happened to you. Anxiety is the worst thing that you have created in your mind that has not happened yet. Fear is something that you can see, and when you see, like if somebody come up to you trying to rob you and you're in immediate danger and you're in fear, that's fear. Sometimes you got to know the difference between anxiety and fear. Anxiety, a lot of times you can talk yourself down and say, let me breathe, let me just concentrate on something and know that I can do this. You have to fight your anxiety every day. If you got a heartbeat, I think we all have a certain amount of anxiety. So I'm here to help you with that, introducing the arts as a mechanism and a coping tool and a weapon over anxiety. My goals are, the program is designed around anxiety, recognition of the disease, and a person's experience with anxiety. I self-medicated with alcohol as a coping mechanism at one point in my life. At this time, I'm 21 years sober. When I wrote this, I was 20 years sober, so amen and thank God for that. And one of my goals is to make sure people are aware of the condition that goes along with it. The feeling that we're feeling inside, a lot of times people don't even know what it looks like, and they live with this not knowing that they can get help and a cure for it just by talking to somebody. Awareness is key. Once a person is aware, they can identify specific emotions, and this is the feeling that's being felt inside. This is where my program comes in. I provide an outlet and a safe haven for the mind, which is the arts and music. This can be one of the most coping tools used with redirecting the mind in the way it's thinking. Sometimes you just have to redirect your mind in the way it's thinking at that moment when the anxiety is hit you the most. Breathe and calm down. Look, this ain't even happened yet. Let me just relax. And you will be amazed how that helps. Just those couple of seconds of breathing techniques. My specifications. My specifications. The Artz Over Anxiety workshop program is designed to hit children, troubled teens, seniors, addicted people. Okay. My specifications is the Artz Over Anxiety workshop program is designed to target children, troubled. My specifications. The Artz Over Anxiety workshop is designed to help and target children, troubled teens, seniors, addicts, alcoholics, abused women, single parents, inmates, and I always will say people with a heartbeat, and that's everybody living. you can use a little bit of this. My preference delivery is to be able to take my program to people instead of people coming to me. This will be done by visiting the Children's Hospital, having paint sections with the children and their parents, scheduling topics such as art and the strategies of overcoming anxiety. Having a day of art and discussing and dealing with the anxiety by visiting the AA and NA meetings at detox programs and abused and battered women's and homeless shelters. My show with the teens in the urban communities all has been successful and productive. The kids love me and I love the kids. My granny is 93 years old, 93 years young. And as you can see, my program and these pictures I have, and I will show them to you, I took the program to my granny's rehab at the Legacy. And the people loved it. There was some older people there that didn't get a chance to have any visitors. So while I was down there for that month to check on my granny, you know, I really learned a lot about retirement homes. Okay? She loved it. And it also helped with her occupational therapy and recovering. I realized that other seniors were so happy to see me when I came with my arts and crafts, because some of them didn't have any people to come and see them. And that made me feel sad. So when I went to see my granny, I will always take them something as well. You never know, just being kind and sharing a thought or sharing something so little as art will make an impact on a person's life. The reason why I chose these demographic of people is because I have been in all these places in my life at one point in time, life circumstances. The arts and music was always a big part of keeping me in my positive attitudes. The doctors identified my mental state of mind by diagnosing me with anxiety. With the help of my art, the therapist, and care from my doctors, I learned ways to redirect my thoughts and redirecting my anxiousness. And I can say the arts and music saved my life. And I just want to help others make their life better if you're suffering with anxiety. It's no need to go living if you have this feeling inside or not feeling comfortable in your skin. You can get help, and there is a name on it. When I was younger and growing up in the urban community, it was shunned upon if you ever said like, oh, I'm going through a therapist, or what, you crazy, or don't go there. And so it was always something that whatever we went through, and I'm gonna speak for myself, whatever I went through, I just had to go through it and suck it up, buttercup. And those are the things where I found that when you're a teenager, a child, you have more anxiety to deal with because you have to go do what you gotta do. You have to go to school every day. Sometimes when you get in school, you got bullying, you might have trouble learning differently from others. It's so many different things. So what I want my program to do is let people identify it. Identify it in your children. If you see some things, if you see it, talk to your kids. Even grown-up people. If you see it in your parents, maybe ask them, hey, you think you might have anxiety? You know, and it's not a bad thing. It's such a stigma around it that even if you have to take medication, people are like, I'm not taking no medication. I'm not crazy. And that's just so sad, because if someone was to tell you, hey, you got cancer and you need to take chemotherapy starting Wednesday, you'll be like, okay, I'll be there on time. So why wouldn't you want to take care of your mental health with medicine? Believe me, don't feel no way, because one medicine might not work for you. That's when you'll deal with your doctors, your therapists, and you come to agreement. Maybe this one makes me feel this way and I don't like that. Your doctor will change you to another one. It's an array of medicine. But for the people that don't have anxiety that severe, and you know you feel this anxiousness, believe me, there's things you can do to talk yourself down off the ledge without even having to go anywhere. I think healing starts with anxiety. You got to get your place to a calm space where you can talk to self. And you gotta say, self, you need to calm down. It's not that bad. This is not the end of the world. Nobody's died. So why is your heart beating so fast? Why are you feeling like you're about to pass out? Why are you sweating like that? Calm down, you know? And then there are times where you can go paint, cook, listen to some music, write poetry. The arts go so far and wide, and it's an escape from reality just for a minute so you can redirect your mind. This is where the Artz Over Anxiety programs and workshop comes into play. I'm here to help you guys, give you a safe haven where we can come together, we can eat, we can have church, and we can laugh, and we can have comedy jam at the same time, okay? A safe haven where we can share tips on how to get through day-to-day life with anxiety. My milestone. The goal for Artz Over Anxiety workshop program is to start locally and followed by state and then nationally. My program is needed everywhere there are people. With my great team I have on board, I know I can make this happen. However, I'm gonna do what I can do. I'm gonna keep on praying and manifesting, and in my mind, I'm gonna be in Oprah's backyard at Super Soul Sunday one day talking about my program and what I bring to people. And with all that being said, I just want to give you a little introduction. That's me, and that's my program. I had this in my mind to start over 10 years ago, and here I am now. And I just want to tell anybody who's out there, if you don't believe in yourself and you think that whatever you're dreaming, you can think it's so far away, but I'm gonna tell you, I have been sick, I'm chronically ill, but I kept on dreaming. They told me I wouldn't be walking again, but I walk with a cane, a crutch, and a walker if I had to. And every day that God gives me the strength, I'm gonna bring the Artz Over Anxiety to my people out here, just so you can have a better way of living. Especially now, I'm gonna go into my next segment, which is the 7 faces of anxiety. We're gonna start this segment off with the perfection seeker. We all know people like this, and a lot of these people don't even think they have anxiety. And the perfection seeker, here we go, the definition. Well, not even a definition. Let's just talk about it so we can identify it. And we all know a person who lives like this. They seem to have their life together. They have a schedule for everything, a time, set, place, and thing. My aunt's one of these people. And let me tell you, she has helped me to grow, to organize. But I tell you, the way she lives with her planners and alarms and things like that, I love it. I love it. But it makes me a little, it makes my anxiety go crazy. One time, I was making lasagna. We went to the store. She always has a list. So she says, baby, here's the list. I said, okay. I'm looking at the list and I'm getting a little nervous because I'm the type of one, I'm free in the grocery store. I just boop, boop, boop. She gave me the list and I'm so nervous. I'm cooking the lasagna, by the way. She didn't put the cheese on the list. I'm so busy going by this list and trying to stick to it. I got all the way back home and I said, oh, I realized I didn't buy not one pack of all the 4 cheeses we need. I didn't buy 1 pack. And she said, oh, I forgot to put that on the list. Now thinking that I'm the cook, so I should know all the ingredients that I'm about to get. But I was so nerve-stricken because she goes as stern by the list. So it was a funny story. We had to go back and get it, but it was a funny story. I love my aunt Slash. Hi Slash, love you. And I found that putting these few simple steps within my life was really smart. And one of the ways I had to do to reduce my anxiety by getting the planner. Once I did that into my day-to-day life, I was better. I had a sense of foundation and organization, and it was a good thing. I needed that in my world. And as a mom, when the kids were in school, I had been accustomed of a day-to-day schedule. You know, I start the news at 4, let it run 3 times. Okay, now it's 5:30, time to get up, get the kids, go to work, you know, get them out, go to work, and then come back, pick them up. It was like I was running as a robot. But my schedule was planned day to day until I realized, was I running on fumes? You know what I mean? Sometimes I just felt like robotic behavior because that's what I had to do. And while working, nobody tells you that your kids are gonna grow up one day. So you must remember to like have a aftercare plan for when your kids grow up. And okay, but nobody never tells you, remember when your kids grow up, you still have to have a life, okay? So now that I was so accustomed of dropping my son off, dropping my daughter off, then getting to work and this, you know, and then being there cooking, cleaning when they get out of school, homework, bath, it was so that it was in my heart. So now my kids grow up, they graduate. My son graduated first, my daughter graduated, and I'm like, what do I do with myself, you know? And I said, hey, I'm gonna go to college. I was thinking, I never really thought of college, so I said, maybe I should I'm into drafting and architecture. I said, maybe I should go be an AutoCAD person. You know, my kids are grown, I wanna go out and do my drafting. And I seen BAC. And it was Boston Architecture College. So I said, wow, let me give it a try. So I did. I went to college, but then I found I had another situation. But with the perfection seeker, even when your kids get older, you'll find that you're doing things for other people to fill your time in with, right? Okay, people have an expectation of you now that you don't have no kids to take care of. Hey, can you do this for me? Or where's your job at? Sometimes people expectations of you will get you in your own way. Can I say that? You do what you want to do. There's no set time in life for where you should be or what you should be doing. Like everybody told me, why are you going to college now? Your daughter's about to graduate high school. You're sick. You know, I went to Boston Architecture College my 2 years in a wheelchair. I was determined because a lot of people told me I couldn't do it. But being a perfection seeker, I was trying to fill up all the blanks with all the wrong things. I found myself, my friends would call me, oh, can you go pick my kids up out of school? I'm over here shopping. Or, oh man, some people don't even ask you to do things because they know I would be the type of person to say, you could say, oh my goodness, I'm eating a can of tuna fish out the can. I'll be like, oh Lord, you know what? I'm gonna come right over, I'm gonna bring something to eat, and don't worry about it. Don't even have to ask me. And then after a while, some people use that against you. Don't get me wrong, and there's nothing wrong with a planner, alarms to make sure you show up on time. But like I said, as the Artz Over Anxiety workshops grew bigger, I had to get it together, you know. I had to get it together in these areas of planning, dates, big old school teacher desk. I need that to see it every day, everything I got going on for the month. And it really made a difference, and it lessened my anxiety because sometimes I was missing things by accident, and I really would forget because I didn't have a planner. And for the perfection seeker, I found that on top of their big, busy schedule that they have a tendency to add more weight to a full schedule. And that causes anxiety. Not being able to say no. How many of us out here have a problem with saying no to people? I mean, sometimes when I have to say no, it hurts my feelings, and I don't want to say no. And I try, and I say, you know what? Forget it. If I have something to do, I used to. This is the new improved me. This is the new sprinkle of Artz Anxiety workshop over my faith of my life. I used to pull myself like olive oil for people because I wanted to show up. I didn't want to let anybody down. But at the end, you know who I was letting down the most? Me. And when I let me down, you know who else get let down? My children. And then you know who else is attached to that? I got grandchildren. I had to get it together and know that my wings that I have, my beautiful angel wings that I have, are only big enough to fit the people that love me up under these wings. You hear me? I don't have enough room for the extra pedestrians. And a lot of times you'll find yourself doing more good things for people that would never be there for you in an average day. And you treat the people that are there for you and love you the most like crap. And that's sad, because by the time you get home, you have extended yourself out so much to this person, that person, and everything that you have no more left. Our bodies are like phones, guys. We have to charge them up. We only got a certain amount of fuel in our body to last within a day. There's only 24 hours in a day. Remember that. And we got to do what we got to do. And plus, we got to sleep. We got to eat. And don't stretch yourself all the way. There are some people that we have to do what we got to do for. They deserve it. Good mothers, good fathers, good children, good friends, good family. But in everybody I just described, there's some bad people. Bad family, bad friends, bad associates, people, places, and things that make you uncomfortable inside. And you know, that's another thing. When I know I shouldn't be here, I know I shouldn't be around this person, I'm getting anxiety inside. I vacate the premises. You don't have to tell me to leave anymore. And I really don't associate myself with a lot of those people. My circle became a dot. Can I say that? Because when I ever need something, sometimes I will go to people that I have stretched myself. I have been there through thick and thin, like the mailman, sleet, snow, rain, and whatever else it is, heat, okay? And I ask them for something. They'll come up with every excuse in the book, or they'll flat out and say no. Us people with anxiety, we have a hard time saying no. You know why? We don't want to disappoint anybody, and that's for me. I can speak for myself. When I say no, I feel like I'm letting you down, you know? And then I go home and I think about it and I harbor on it, and I be saying, oh my goodness, are they okay? Or, dang, I should have helped them. It would be really on my spirit. I have rolled by people. One day I rolled past a guy, it was freezing outside, and then he had a little kid with him. He was waiting at the bus stop. And my spirit could not let me drive by that man. I went around, I came back to him, I said, are you okay? Do you need a ride? He was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I'm on the way to the hospital with my son. You know, he's not feeling good, but I don't have money. I said, get on in here, took him to the hospital, and you know what? I felt so good. I feel good when I do good deeds like that. And I know that man really appreciated it. I probably will never see him a day again in my life. And if I did, I wouldn't know him. But I know he would remember my kind gesture that I did. And like I said, it would have been easy for me just to keep on driving. But if I have a problem with saying no to a person on the street, a stranger, people that's in my circle that know me know they could come and ask me for anything. And if I do have it, I'll give you the shirt off my back. That's just how I live. I live life grateful. And when you live life grateful, you know you got enough. I know I got enough to share. And God is good to me, and I'm gonna share. If I got, you got. And that's the way I live my life. A lot of people make it so sad when people use that fact. And hardly sometimes it's sad. It's hard sometimes because people use that against you. And they will take advantage of you. You know, I have been taken advantage of and didn't even know it, because I'm coming from a kind space in my heart to help. But they using my kindness for weakness. And even the dumbest person gets smart after a while, you know, because I'm not a stupid woman. I'm a very bright woman. I just got a good heart and a nice spirit. So I worked a lot of times from my heart out. And I'm going to keep doing that. Now I just had to realize who the people I do for and who the people I don't. It's not that I can't be cordial to people that I know, but I know what it is. If I was in a ditch today and I called you, I'd probably still be in the ditch, okay? Oh, Lord. I had to learn how to prioritize. Prioritize. People don't know that. And when you can prioritize your life, your people, places, and things, do that. But the main thing to do, prioritize your energy, guys. Your energy is important. I'm telling you, when your energy and your spirit feels away, you got to get that to a calm space so you can be good for yourself. If you're not good for yourself, who are you going to be good for? You're not going to be good for anybody else. I learned how to say to myself, out of all these people I call friends, how many of them can I call when I need something? Or when I need something, how many of them try to tell me, and they do, just flat out and tell me no, or they can't do it, or they go to the place where they reside, Excuseville. You know, in Excuseville, you know what? Everybody who lives there has nothing. And you know what's around the corner from Excuseville? Delusion Lane. We're going to have another workshop about Delusion Lane soon. Tune in. You know the right people to do for. You know the right friends you got in family that will drop everything when they need you and come a running. And them are the ones that you know you need to look out for. The ones that'll drop everything for you and the ones you'll drop everything for. Sometimes you got to look at people and you got to check out their aura. If I just got a new job, girl, I just got a new job and I'm getting paid $50 an hour. I'm so happy. And you see some friends, your friend supposed to be, oh, that's nice. That's not a friend, okay? You find, here you go, another example. Oh, I just got me a new house. I'm living in the estate of Beverly Hills complex. I'm moving on up just like the Jeffersons. And your friend's like, that's good. I don't like that area. It was nice, but you got the smallest house on the block. It's nice, but that nice nasty. People that love you, that always gonna be there for you. Your win is their win, and their win is your win. You gotta understand those people who are just excited and happy about every accomplishment you do. They're just like, they hit the lottery. You hit the lottery, they feeling like they hit it too. And they got a dime in their pocket, but they're so happy because your win is their win. Or when they went and have something new and it's their win, it's the vice versa. If you can get that from a person, what a beautiful thing. My mother used to tell me, you say you got all these friends, but you ain't gonna have enough to fill up one hand. I said, girl, Mom, you crazy. I got Lisa, Janae, Sheila, Brina, all these people I would run down like I could fill up my hand and my feet and some more. You're not. But as I got older, I understood what she was talking about. And in this lifetime, I cannot count up my whole hand with friends that I have because I don't have any. I just have family. You know, once you make it past a certain point with me, you're my family. I adopt you in. Friends, I have associates. I have some people I deal with in business, and I like it like that because we have business and that's it. That's it. Some perfection seekers swear up and down that they don't have anxiety. But how do you know what to say? How do you know what you got if you don't know what it looks like? A lot of times we act out. We act out and we think that we can get something so perfect. Okay, no, let me do this. I made all these pyramids on it. And a lot of times as an artist, I gotta tell myself, that's it. Stop, that's it. Because I can go on and on. And I think in the mind for a person with anxiety, decisions and changes amplifying, enhancing, all those things we can do for hours because we can nitpicking something to the endless. I mean, the decisions are endless. That's when you know you have to leave whatever you're doing alone and say, look, I've done my best. I have studied hard enough. I have prepared for this. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to let it go to Jesus. And whatever happens after that, that's it. It's easier said than done, because with a person with anxiety, our mind tends to keep thinking, and my mind races all the time. I'm scared right now, but I'm facing my anxiety because I want to spread my message, and I think it's so important, and I want to touch everybody I can with my program. So I'm facing this anxiety. I'm real nervous inside, but I got this, and you guys are helping to help me have this, because this foundation in this workshop, the Artz Over Anxiety, was created for me, and this is my life, created by me, but built by us. Built by us. I need you guys just as much as you need me, and I hope y'all would need me a little bit, because I plan on bringing some refreshing, breath mint to the soul energy with this program. You think, being an artist, I have painted all my life, and as a kid, drawing was easy to me, or painting something. I could draw and paint something, let it go, here you go, and I'm done with it. And going on, I went into drafting as a teenager. I went to Boston Technical High School, and from there I got a job straight at City Hall of Boston as a junior engineering aide. And then I went on to architecture, like I said earlier. Why be the AutoCAD person when I could be the daggone architect? Hello, okay? So I went on to architecture as a grown woman, and I realized as I got paid for what I did, and even when I paid for my education, both in drafting, architecture, art, right? My anxiety was through the roof each time. Each time I had anxieties, and I dealt with it different ways. And as a teenager, I self-medicated with alcohol and drugs. So I got through it, you know, the best way I knew. And at that time, I didn't know what anxiety was. I just knew it was not comfortable for me inside my own skin. But as an adult, got sober. I did. I said, one thing about it, I tried to get sober 3 times. And I was young. I was young. I had just started working at City Hall. I wanted to change. I wanted to be better. And I'm like, I don't want to drink. I didn't want to drink and do anything like that. I always was the one, they call me the cool nerd of where I come from. But I always liked learning. I always liked cultured. My mother kept me cultured in art and theater and music. I was always cultured, but you know, sometimes your environment can play a big part on your anxieties. Because let me tell you, it was no way in God's green earth that I could have went for a 30-day program when I've been drinking ever since I was 9, 10, right? Sometimes you had to think back. I had to go to the root of my problem, get down to the root of it, you know? If you got weeds in your yards and you just lawnmower your grass, those dandelions are gonna come back, because you know what? You didn't get down in the root and get it out. And that's just like with us. We gotta figure it out deep within. You go inside. This is what the therapist helped me to figure out. Ask me a question. When was your first drink? I had to think about it. But then I said, okay, yeah, my mother used to get parties, and that was nice. My mother would cook all the food, everything's cakes. Oh my God, it was trash barrels with ice, full of little beers. They was little pony bears. I said, they were so cute. The thing that wanted to make me sip and drink these things was not to get drunk. I liked the cuteness, like, of the bottle. And you know, they call me sweet. So if there was a little cup of wine, because I'm watching all the kids. I'm the older one. I'm watching the kids in the room while the adults party. They leaving their cups around, going back in. But see me, I'm like, what is it? It's red. It looks sweet. Oh, this is nice, it tastes good. I'm not even drinking to get drunk. I'm just drinking for the sweetness. But I had to go back and realize I started drinking when my father left my mother and they got divorced, and then I had to be the bonus parent. Who does that? That's another show on Artz Over Anxiety. I'm gonna get real open with you guys. I'm an open book because I think that's the only way I can be to gravitate to you, and I want you to gravitate to me and know that I'm gonna keep it real. This program is all my life put on these cards that I'm gonna bring to you every day. And we're gonna have a workshop right upstairs real soon. I'm gonna bring y'all upstairs too so y'all can come to an actual workshop. I want to tell you guys, if I didn't get sober when I did, I would be dead. I trust and believe that. Thank God for my counselors, the therapists, psychiatrists, and my most highest God, okay? And you know what? I'm gonna give me some props this time too, because once I tried once, I didn't succeed. I tried twice, again, I didn't succeed. The third time I got it right, because you know what? I had to realize 30 days is not gonna be enough for me to conquer this addiction and get this demon off my back. I've been drinking all my life. I am a professional, functional alcoholic, right? And I feel like there's nothing worse than that, because at the end of the day, I'm sick. I'm sick, okay? And I have to find a way to cure it. Now let me ask you, if you had AIDS and somebody said they got a cure right over there across the street, all you gotta do is go over there and get it and follow 1, 2, 3 rules and you'll be free of that. Wouldn't you do it? I did it. I said, you know what, on the third time, I don't want a 30-day program. I don't want a 60-day program. I don't even want a 90-day. I need to be somewhere for a year, right? And don't put me in a nice place with the swans outside, the buffet breakfast. I'm looking like I'm living in a nice log cabin. This supposed to be rehab? I got out of rehab and I went right back to where I live at in the community, and I was drinking coolers. I didn't get it. You understand what I'm saying? When I knew I had to come right back to the environment where I came from. Even no matter how many times I would go to rehab, I was coming back to the environment of depression, of disgust of the things that I was seeing. I mean, people would get shot downstairs selling drugs, liquor store across the street. As a matter of fact, that's where I met my daughter's father, at the liquor store. Another story about that to come. And it was convenient. I loved him, but then after a while, when I got out of that relationship, I had to say, wow, was I with him? Because he had free liquor all the time. All right, you have to think about some things. One thing about it, for anybody out there trying to get clean, big ups to you for even taking the steps to go in. And they got a saying with NA and AA, keep coming. It works if you work it, and that is the truth. I'm living proof. I'm 21 years sober. I did not know how I was gonna put 21 hours together at one time, okay? Because I needed that to get through the day of oppression, depression. You know what I mean? When you're trying to be better, you know you're a better person inside, but this is the environment you deal with. Like they say, in Rome, in the urban communities, you got to get in where you fit in, right? And even if you're going absolutely by the book, living your life strictly going to school, going to church, going home, coming to work, you know, you still got to pass things. It's passing the stuff to get to where your destination is. And that was a failure for me the first 2 times when I went in rehab. But another story, Artz Over Anxiety workshop with Sweets. You gotta tune in, everybody, okay? But now that I'm sober, I found out the reason why I didn't feel comfortable in my skin. Because as I got sober as a grown woman, and this time I'm gonna stay sober. And don't put me at High Point. Don't put me at no nice place. Put me at the worst detox you can find, okay? I don't want no nicest. I want the grimiest place you can, so I can get it. So I can know if I keep on drinking, I'm gonna be just like these people, homeless on the street, all right? I needed to see it. I got clean at the Kingston House Rescue Mission. I didn't even know it was a church. I didn't know where they was gonna put me, but I stayed there for 10 months. I just don't know. I get happy about it every time I think about it, because when I walked in that door, I did not know that all of this was down the road for me. You see what I'm saying? If God tells you what the reward is on the other side and what day is coming, would you really work as hard to get some things? If I knew that in 2023 I would be sitting here in the Brockton Community Access studio doing my show, I would have did some things, because I would have knew the destination and with the time and date. This is grind, this is manifestation, this is hard work, and you can do it. And let me tell you something, all I had to know, I done had deaths in my family, I done had homelessness in my family, a lot of things. But all I knew is if I did not pick up a drink, I was gonna be okay. So I didn't. And so that's why I'm here today, and I'm so happy. And we'll talk about my sober journey another time. But right back now to the perfection seeker. All I want you to do is trust in yourself. Trust yourself. Know you done your best. And don't question yourself, okay? Like sometimes the perfection seeker, if we can't do something for somebody, we'll question, oh, where did I go wrong? Or what could I have done? Or what should I have done? And dad, did they get their situation straightened out? You know, let it go, okay? Say no, I can't do it. Let it go. Know you prepared, you have studied, you have done everything you can do to get to that moment. And when I say study, there's times like you might have a test, right? Okay, you got a test coming up, you know you studied, you're taking the test, and you say, okay, wait a minute, let me change that. Oh Lord, wait, let me go back to number 1 when I'm on 20. And no, sometimes you gotta trust in your heart, and you gotta do the hard work behind it. Study. Then you know when you go take your test, boom, boom, boom. It's just like life, you know? Study yourself and make sure that you know you have done your best. And when you're finished with it, let it go. Finish with the day, let it go. You can't stretch yourself all over the place. I feel like a lot of us, I feel like a lot of us fall into this space of anxiety by accident, because we're always in life trying to put our best face forward and be our best selves. But sometimes when you're looking like you're doing more for others and it outweighs the happiness and what you're doing for yourself, that's not good. That's not good. That's when you have to check yourself and for your own happiness. Make sure you put yourself first, okay? A lot of times we have a tendency not to do that. And one thing about me going into detox that last time, what I had to do was think about my children. I didn't want to leave my kids. That was my most precious thing. I was working, I was doing all the right things, but I knew that drinking was not making me present as I could have been. Okay, I was present, but am I present? This got to stop. And sometimes when you do things for others, after a while, why do you start to resent them a little bit? You resent the people who expect you always to show up, and that's the wrong way to look at them. What you need to do is take a look at yourself, okay? You're always the one who making yourself available. When your happiness outweighs the people's happiness that you're doing. 1 second, y'all, let me get it together, okay? Okay. When your happiness outweighs the happiness of others and you're feeling sad on your end of the stick, that's not the way it's supposed to go. And then after a while, the people that you're showing up for and you're being there for, you start to get a little attitude with them and resent them. Why? Take a look at yourself. Take a look at you. A lot of times these people you're showing up for and that you're getting an attitude, oh, they always want me to come. They expect me to come every time. Yeah, because you even offer to show up sometimes when they don't even ask you. So don't be mad at them. You're making yourself too available. Sometimes if you make yourself too available, people be like, okay then, well, Sweets do it. You're like, okay, you got me messed up because now I'm the new improved Sweets like Febreze, okay? Listen, the perfection seeker is addicted to praise as well. The perfection seeker, oh, thank you, girl. You always show up. You right on time. Oh my goodness, we love you. You always, and then after a while, I'm gonna say it, the perfection seeker gets kind of used to hearing that. Well, you know, I always show up. I'm always there. I can always do it. They know they can call me. Until after a while, when you get burnt out. And the first persons you want to blame is those people. You got to take that finger you pointing and know that there's 3 other ones coming back at you. Look at yourself, okay? Stop making yourself so available. And don't hate the people that you're making yourself available for. That's crazy. And it's praise from others. And you know what? It's praise from yourself too. I did that. I went there, and you know what? If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have had nothing to go and nobody to do that. So I showed up. You get addicted to the praise from the people, and then you get addicted to bigging yourself up. But at the cost of stretching yourself and showing up. And you know what? When you do this for somebody and you're doing things for people all the time, you're gonna fall short. And you know where it's gonna be affected at? In your life. With people you love that are right next to you. You understand? Because while I was over here making a cake for such and such, I got my children right here. And by the time I get home, I ain't baking nothing. That's not right. That's not right. Oh, and please, you guys, prioritize the people you do the things for. And know that the people that love you the most, they're not gonna ask you for much. Especially if you have a lot going on, because they already see you have a full load. And because they love you and they know you already got so much, they're not gonna ask you or bother you for anything, right? Unless it's an absolute emergency. These are people that love you. I got my granny and my aunt. They call me, baby, we just want to say we're so proud of you, and that's it. We don't want to talk to you too long. We know you got to get some rest. We just call them and say I love you. You know that goes so far. It don't take much. I swear the compliments that come from within inside of the things that I am doing for me. I'm doing this for me, and they are so happy. Just like I said, when somebody else, you see, you tell them, hey, I got my own Artz Over Anxiety workshop. Okay? And now all of a sudden they're so happy, like they sitting on the couch with me. I love that. Those are the people that you want in your life. So even talking about them makes me so happy. I love them. I love them so much. So remember, there's only 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, 4 months in a year. Wait a minute. Let me do that over, okay? So remember, there's only 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, and 4 weeks in a month, and 12 months in a year. So please, please, you guys, give yourself a break, and you must put yourself first, okay? Just like I did when I had to go to the rehab. I never wanted to be away from my children. I was doing the best I can, I thought, right? I tell you, I left my daughter's father I had been with for 12 years, and I left that liquor on the same day, and I have not looked back to neither one of them, okay? Sometimes you just gotta cut it and make a true feeling in your heart, like I'm gonna do this, and whatever it is. I'm talking about me with detox right now. This could be with you. want to move, or you want a new job, or you want to lose weight and get fit. You know, you might want to be a bodybuilder, right? Whatever you're dreaming, keep on dreaming. Put yourself first, because if you're not good for you, you're not going to be good for anybody else at the end of the day. And when I tell you, I did not want anybody watching my kids, and I knew I needed to stop drinking, but that was my biggest thing. I did not want to leave my kids with anybody, not even my mother. My kids never spent the night out with anybody. They had friends, but could they spend the night? No. I got anxiety. I'm like, oh Lord, I don't know what the parents do over there. So my kids really didn't have no places they could spend the night but my mother's. But I didn't want them to go there and live with her. No, that's crazy. But you know what? I had to think to myself and say, self, you're gonna lose your kids anyway by default, because you're out here fighting. Okay, somebody say something you thought they said, you jumping on them. You got assault and battery cases where liquor is involved in a relationship. Chaos follows. That was another thing that followed. And at the time, domestic violence came into play. And that's another show we're going to talk about on the Artz Over Anxiety workshop with Sweets. And, you know, having the strength to leave, we're going to talk about that. But the main thing I did not want to leave was my kids, and I was going to lose them anyway. So I had to go ahead and let my mom watch my kids for a year. I seen them I went through different phases of that detox, post-detox, life growth. And I made it through, you know, and with the rules and regulations, I had to have a foundation for me and my life, because I was so used to doing things my own way, when I wanted to do it, how I wanted to do it. I thought everything was smooth. I show up to the school plays, I drop my kids off, we all look good and smell good and everything. I'm fine, you know what I mean? But I wasn't. Even when I walked into the detox, after I was there for a week, they said, what are you doing here? I said, what do you mean what I'm doing here? Like, you look good, you got clothes, you smell good, you look like you got yourself all together right now. I said, can I ask you something? What drug are you on? They told me heroin. I said, can you believe that I'm more sicker than you? I'm more sicker than you, and I belong here more than you. You know why? Because there's about, I say 20, right here where we are located downtown, where I'm trying to get my sobriety together. There's 2 bars across the street. There's 5 liquor stores around the corner, right? It's all over the place, but I gotta do this for me. They're not gonna shut down the restaurants that serve drinks. They're not gonna relocate the liquor stores because I got out here and stopped drinking. You don't understand. I'm sick. I can get what I need from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. All I gotta do is walk in the store. I could go sit down and have a cocktail. And why did they start having drinks at the movies when I stopped drinking? I said, oh, this is some how they doing this right here? But I'm just here to tell you, sometimes you gotta sacrifice some things to get what you want. And that was the biggest move I made. One thing I must say, some of my biggest mistakes turned out to be my life lessons, the grand life lessons that I have made in life. No, let's take that. May I say that some of my biggest mistakes turned into being my biggest life lessons. And I just want to leave you guys with these words. The Artz Over Anxiety program is here to give you a safe haven where we can sit down and talk about how we can get through, where I've been and how I got through. I'm gonna keep it honest with you guys. That's the only way I know how to be. And I just wanna thank everybody for this opportunity at the Brockton. I want to thank everybody for this opportunity at the Brockton Community Access Broadcasting Studios. I am so good to be here. I just feel so happy. And Emma, Athena, Scott, all you guys, I love you. And thank you for giving me this. Let me do that over. I got time to do it over? Okay. And I just want to thank you guys for having me here. And the Artz Over Anxiety program and workshop is here and designed to give you a safe haven where we can talk about how we get through our anxieties. I'm an open book. That's only how I know how to be. And I hope you gravitate to me. This is my first show. I'm real scared, but I hope I gave you enough information to know that we can get through this. And anxiety is something that we will conquer. We'll stomp it and use it as a weapon over anxiety. We have poetry, we have art, we have music, all kind of beautiful things. So I want to thank everybody here at the Brockton Community Access Studios, and Emma, Scott, Athena. You guys have been so awesome to me. I'm never gonna let you down. And we'll be on Super Soul Sunday with Oprah. That's my next manifestation, you guys. So until our next workshop, we talked about the first phase of anxiety. We'll be talking about the second phase, the phase of social media and anxieties. For now, I'm Sweets, and I'm out of here. Love and hugs.